I call to order the Red Wing School Board meeting, and we'll stand, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Somebody want to get the mission statement ready and want to read that? Well, we have everybody present, all board members present except for Ms. Ostendorf, along with Superintendent Wagner. Anybody got the mission statement? Ms. Tiff, would you please read that for us?
The mission of the Red Wing Public Schools is to educate and inspire all students as they realize their full potential and become respectful, responsible, and productive citizens.
Thank you. We have our meeting agenda in front of us. We are already removing the under business items. Number one, resolution approving the response to the resident of non-concurrence. We've been asked to move that to the April 15th meeting because APAC is meeting on April 10th. So anybody else have anything they want in the agenda amended, removed, added? All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve the amended agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Rowe. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Tiff. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Educational plan is right back there in the corner. We just heard earlier the vision and mission statement from Ms. Tiff. Recognitions and upcoming events. Anybody have any recognitions and upcoming events? I would speech, go ahead.
Well, this week, Thursday, Friday, right? Friday at 7, I know I'm thinking. Twin Bluff Middle School, Junie B. Jones. Oh, yeah, I should be looking at you. Friday is the
Junie B.
first.
Jones Jr.
Yes,
Yep, Friday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 3 and 7 p.m.
yes. Based on the book, the children's book. If you haven't ever been to a middle school play, there's nothing quite like it, and I highly recommend you try it.
Good. And Wednesday night, there's a speech showcase up at H-Pod. It starts at 5:30 for the senior recognition, and then 6:10 and 7, I think it is, something like that, or some speech presentations or speeches giving, which I'm looking forward to, so. Anybody else have anything?
I think MCAs are coming up. Right?
Yes, we,
Putting you on the spot, Emily.
no, that's fine. High school MCA started last week and we continued this week. 2 weeks from now, both Twin Bluff and Burnside will start as well. And then, the window for reading and math is till May 3rd. And then, science, we have another week till May 10th to finish those.
And next Monday at noon, we start interviewing superintendent candidates right here in this room. So, and we will not be streaming it or recording it or anything because it makes it fair for everybody then. Anything else? Anybody have any public comment? Anybody here for public comment? Superintendent Wagner, did you get any emails for public comment?
I did not.
I did not either. Administrative reports.
Because of the short turnaround, we just met last week, administrative reports are all building into programmatic, so community ed, community services, and so on, so just little updates.
Okay. Are there any committee updates?
We had a GCD board meeting,
Okay.
on Thursday last week. They did talk about, how, 5RO is funded. So if you are curious about that, you should probably go online and check out the, March 28th meeting. And also on May 2nd, we are going to have a special workshop to talk about finances, and I would love to have somebody there besides me to hear all that information. So if you can come, we're gonna start at 6, and it's at the Goodhue County Ed District go into the office and go all the way down through the other offices into the conference room. And that's where we,
what day is
What date again?
May 2nd,
Thursday.
a Thursday, yes. And we're going to have another workshop. I'm not sure what the topic will be on August 8th. And that would be another, I'll let you know what the topic is and maybe, it's a big responsibility to report all those things to everybody and it would be nice. And everyone knows that their board members are all welcome to attend, so. Yes.
Is that an interactive meeting on the second, or is that just somebody presenting information?
I'm assuming that we will have an opportunity, like, I will have an opportunity to ask questions. Or the board members will. Or you could, I can ask about that, or you can write it on a piece of paper and toss it to me and I'll ask it.
Well, is there like an agenda ahead of time or a
There will
slideshow
be,
ahead
yeah.
of time to review? So
Yeah.
if you go on the second, you know
Yeah.
you can prepare questions to ask?
Right, I will ask about that at our next meeting.
Okay.
Which is, I can't remember, and April,
Thank you.
yeah.
Anybody else have anything on committees? Hearing none, we'll move on. Student and school showcase, we're waiting for them, we might be done early.
I was gonna say, I'm a little bit concerned how fast you're moving along here and removing stuff, but, yes, they were coming up to present, but they had the pictures, and they should have been done about 9 minutes ago.
Okay,
And
well,
they were gonna come up and present, and
Yeah,
from here to be doing.
Julie told me it would be around 6:20.
well, ever see that one movie, Talking Slow, what does the yellow light mean in the movie, the
Yeah.
show? So we'll talk a little slower. No, we'll move on here. We have a consent agenda. Anybody have anything on the consent agenda they wish to hold or have for further information?
Your voices.
Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Schoenfelder, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Rowe. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We do not have any donations and grants as we just had it last week. Business item number 1 was pulled. So Ms. Ryder, good evening. Please join us up here. Audit services, RFP approval.
Thanks, Patrick. You're going to watch for your people? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Lisa Ryder, Director of Finance and Operations for the district. And tonight we want to talk a little bit about our audit RFP. That's a request for proposals. And so with that information, it was February when we sent out the information to 8 different firms asking for their proposals for providing audit services for the school district for a 3-year period, beginning for this fiscal year. When you talk about a fiscal year's audit, the year will end on June 30th, and then the work will begin after that with regard to field work and then the testing of documents. So then that is usually reported to the board by November or December of that following year. So talking 2024, the work actually happens in the fiscal year 25. Does that make sense? So what we're looking at is audit services for the current fiscal year, which will take place beginning then this summer and fall. And of the 8 firms that were invited to provide a proposal, 4 declined to propose. And when we received the other 4 proposals, those were reviewed. They were received on March 1st, all at the same time. That was the deadline. Those 4 proposals were reviewed by myself as well as 2 members of the board as our finance team and committee. The cost is the major factor. And so as you're taking a look at this, much of what the services that each of these different 4 firms provide is very, very similar in nature. It's really coming down to the price as to what it is that would be different about them. Some of it is a little difference in like how they approach things possibly, which you only really learn once you get into it with them, right? Like they might have a different perspective on a particular audited item, like prepaids, for example. But in general, the costs that we saw coming through for a 3-year period range from $99,525 up to a 3-year period of total cost $126,750. So we had that span of about $26,000, 27 almost, that was the range from lowest to highest amounts for the 3 years. And the services, as I mentioned, is very similar. We did look at various different other portions of their proposals to make sure it was complete, that they hadn't missed anything. We always want to take a look too and make sure that they have a clean peer review. And all of them did. So that wasn't an issue or concern either for us as we reviewed those. Let's see. So with the lowest cost proposal being submitted then by Clifton Larson Allen, that is the recommended firm at this time that I'm bringing forward to the board to consider for awarding this RFP to. I would say that the next lowest cost was Smith Schaefer and Associates as a close second for cost. Eide Bailly and Abdo were close behind that. I already mentioned the fact that the quality will be very positive and similar for each of them. I do think that there is sometimes a different, more detailed approach might be taken from, say, Eide Bailly or CLA compared to the other two firms potentially, but that's just based on some of my experience. Regardless of which one we choose, the lowest bid is still a 15.8% increase off the current pricing that we've had. So I knew there was going to be an increase of some kind. I'd been warned about that. For all the reasons that we hear, inflation is affecting everyone, right? And they just keep passing that through. So at this point in time, I recommend that the board award the audit services for fiscal year 24, fiscal year 25, and fiscal year 26 to Clifton Larson Allen LLP. And depending upon how the board then responds to that and what you decide, an engagement letter would be subsequent. So there is the request that that engagement letter it can be issued again to the board for signature. Your approval tonight, though, would serve as authority for the signer.
Anybody from the finance committee have anything they'd like to add? Very clean forward process proposal.
I'll make a motion.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to award the audit services for fiscal year 24, 25, and 26 to Clifton Larson Allen LLP.
motion, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Bjornsted, motion by Ms. Schoenfeld. Any discussion?
I have a
Yes.
question. Where is that located out of?
This particular office is out of Rochester.
Okay.
They have numerous offices across the state of Minnesota, Minneapolis, Mankato, Rochester, St. Cloud.
And is Smith Schaefer and Associates, is that a Red Wing company?
That is within Red Wing, yes.
So that's a local.
It is a local, yep. And they were in the mix.
And is there any reason that would be more attractive than the other? I mean, I don't know. It
Yeah.
doesn't really matter probably because you send everything one time.
I did note that the Smith Schaefer and Associates is the auditor currently for the Goodhue County Education District.
Oh, they currently are.
They currently are. And so that did weigh a little bit in the recommendation.
And are they going for bids too, or?
I'm not sure what their timeline is for that. I just noticed that that's who they've had. So I'm not quite sure.
They've had them for a long time. This, when they presented the audit. And it seems like that's a pretty long-term and ongoing relationship. So we didn't talk about changing it.
I'll just say Abdo did a nice job last year. I thought they presented well, Tom and the staff. They did, and they worked well with you.
They did.
You were overwhelmed because you were just coming in,
Mm-hmm.
but so we thank them for their service. with us.
Absolutely.
And, but they were considerably higher.
They were.
Anybody else have anything they'd like to, any other comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Mr. Merriman, are the student showcase members ready?
We have a lot of student showcase members to the point where we're gonna ask the board to step out here, and we've got a row of chairs set up. And they are fully prepared to do a full presentation for you
I love it.
of, at least one of the songs from Judy B. Jones.
Nice.
So,
The only downside is we won't be able to record them for the, out there, the parents that want to watch them.
well, we've got parents with them.
Oh, great.
We don't have to buy a ticket.
Let grandpa,
Well,
grandma
you're only
make it.
gonna get a taste, it's kinda like, you know,
Yeah, they don't.
when you go to McDonald's and you eat one fry, you can't just eat one.
All right, Lisa, we're gonna leave the room and go up to, and everybody out there watching, going into the hallway here and watch a showcase. But we will be back. You just wanna put something on the page there, Lisa, so people know that we will be back. Thank you.
We've got lots of chairs. Come on out.
Coming out?
I can't. Yeah. I'll, did you say?
All aboard?
Yep, we should be, yes. Michelle.
was just looking for them.
You think that Frankie gave it away? I miss
I told my dad,
Oh my God, I was in bed, that was huge. But it's just not much, 5 points, nothing.
Is it a plan?
Yes. Elite eight.
So it's must win.
And was that the finals rivalry last year?
Yeah, it was the championship, yeah.
That's why I know.
Okay, bye, Val.
Lisa, we're back, in case you're,
I think it's Thursday.
wondering.
Yes.
I think, Martina's talking to some students out there.
All the energies and smells of the building.
Oh.
They're excited.
I noticed, well, they just finished working out for 2 hours. So, you know, they have that much energy after,
So,
proud of them.
so
I
great.
got to see, Rachel went to school with my daughter out there. She got a daughter out there. Was Rachel Brown? I don't know what her name is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Big Whitney.
That's
You
crazy.
get tired watching them.
All right. We're begin, we're down to upcoming meetings and future topics. If anybody's still out there listening, the play, we just got a sample of the play this weekend at the middle school. And, Friday night at 7, I believe, Saturday and Sunday?
Nope,
No,
Saturday at 3 and 7.
3 and 7 at the Twin Bluff Middle School. It's well worth a lot of energy with those kids. There's like 80 of them, they said, that's in this, this production. So they're very excited and, they do a wonderful job. So get out and enjoy them. Very good money for your value of what you're gonna enjoy there, so
$5.
$5.
Cheap at twice the price.
Anybody else there? Yes.
I was just looking here, I see, maybe Lisa can help, there's a transportation update on April 15th. Is our ad hoc committee meeting at all, or is that just final, it's done presentation?
I think that would just be an update at that point in time. I haven't heard back yet from them. I'm waiting on them to respond to our request to.
Sure. Because I haven't heard anything, so I was.
Right, no, and so I do know that they have a number of other ones we're also working on, so the challenge is just figuring out when we're gonna hear from them. And so I think by the 15th, we have to give you some type of an update, at least where we're at with the process. So at minimum, it'll be that. And hopefully we'll get something in advance that I can then take to the team. Okay, thanks.
Okay, anybody else have anything before this board this evening? See you. They'll be here again next Monday at noon. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Mr. Bjornsted, I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, and we will be back here April 8th at noon for a special meeting. Thank you.
You feel sad that you don't have to vote as much?
No, it's always the